I want to thank my very good friends over at Squarespace for making today's video possible. Head over to squarespace.com/thediydesigner to get 10% off your fabulous new website. All right, let's get into it. Guys, it's Friday. That means we get to spend about 8 minutes together. I usually try to keep it under 8 minutes. I don't know, it's my number. How are you? Happy Friday, thanks for being here. My name's Orly Shani and this is the DIY Designer. If you've never been here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you really love what you see, and if you do, please let me know in the comments section. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope that you'll subscribe. It really makes a huge difference to me, so I hope that you like what you see and I hope you subscribe. Today's video, we're gonna be doing a really fun shoe hack. I found this amazing crystal trim downtown, and I found some for a great price, and I just bought it, so I was like, I'll use it eventually. And then I saw all of these amazing crystal fringe shoes. There was versions that just had it kind of all along the back of the heel, some that had it around boots, like an ankle boot that had it hanging, and I just thought they're so fun and they're so cool, and it's insanely easy. All you need is the trim, which I found an identical trim that I linked down below, so if you guys wanna buy it, you can. I'm gonna show you 2 different versions of them. Super simple, super fun. Let's get right into materials. All right, so there is my crystal fringe trim. So the first pair we're gonna do is the one that goes all across the back. So what you wanna do is just line it up to the very beginning, use your fingers to lay it nice and flat so you know exactly how long it's gonna be, and then hold a little spot. Use your fingers as a marker, grab some jewelry cutters or wire cutters, and just cut in between 2 pieces of fringe. It will cut completely clean, so don't worry. When I started, I was planning on using gem tack. This glue is crazy strong, so it's perfect for stuff like this. The only problem actually is that it takes a little bit of time to set up, and the weight of the fringe was actually pulling it off. So what I realized was adding in some quick grip or power tack or another glue that dries a little faster is equally as strong and kind of a better option for this project. So what you wanna do is do one side of the heel and then lay it down so that it can dry. Then you can move on to your next heel. Again, line it up from the very beginning, see exactly where your end is, cut another piece, and you're gonna do the same thing. I was still mixing gem tack and quick grip, but I actually don't need to. Now that I think about it, the quick grip would have been plenty. So again, put your glue on, take the trim, make sure you're pulling it really tight so everything is laying flat, and just double check that the top of the trim is flush with the top of the heel. Now I'm letting those dry and I'm moving on to these mules. So I do a really thin line of quick grip and take that top part of the trim and just line it up. Now the cool thing with a shoe like this is I can use clothespins to hold it in place. So I honestly made this pair in like 2 minutes. It happened so fast. Thin line of glue, lay down your trim, just making sure that it's all even, clothespins in place to hold it in, and then flip it over and move on to the other side. Now, on this pair though, I didn't actually cut it in advance because it was a longer piece and it was harder to measure. So I just worked my way around, and once I got to the end, I used those wire cutters and just cut it off. Now you just glue on that last piece, one more clothespin to hold it in place, and these guys are done, ready to go. So I was moving on to the second one, and always this is the case. When you do the second, you want to line it up to your first to make sure that it matches. These particular shoes didn't have a natural starting and stopping point. I just decided where that was. So I had to make sure that I was making it match on both heels. Again, same process, thin line of glue, pull the trim nice and tight so it's laying flat, clothespins to hold it in place, and then you just want to give it a second to let everything dry. Each glue is different, so just read the directions on your glue to find out how long they need to cure. So both pairs were sitting there drying, and I tried them on and I realized that the thick crystals, those big crystals on the bottom, they had so much weight that when I walked around, they were like flailing about, like not in a cool fringy kind of way, in like an aggressive, annoying way. So I went in and I just cut off the big heavy crystal off the bottom, and it made all the difference. They now move beautifully. Now this pair too, when I walked, it actually looked kind of silly, which is funny because the inspiration pair were just like this, but I don't know, it didn't work for me. So I went back in with the wire cutters and I cut them in these kind of uneven lengths so that it created this really cool detailed fringe. I've worn them a lot and gotten a ton of compliments. This was definitely the way to go. Okay, they look so good. I can't wait to put them on and walk around like a freak in my street. You know the deal. I'm gonna do that in just a second, but I just wanna talk to you guys about the new year. We're sort of inching closer to 2020, and that's normally the time that we sort of get new ideas going. Anything that you've been thinking about doing, start it today. Start it today instead of waiting till the new year. The most important thing you're gonna need no matter what business you're gonna start is really a website. So you guys know that I love Squarespace. Don't go and pay some hotshot $10,000 to build you a website. You don't need that. Focus on your concept, focus on your content, build the site as your brand builds. And the cool thing is that when your brand gets to that point where maybe you do want to hire that hotshot, most of them use Squarespace. They can take the site that you built and they can just upgrade it for you. There's webinars, there's beautiful design templates. It's all there waiting for you. So head over to squarespace.com/the DIY designer. Use the promo code the DIY designer to get 10% off that website and start today. Don't wait the 3 or 4 months until the new year. Just start today, get it going. All right. Let's go walk around my front yard like a weirdo.